draft?
Yeah, so I met with the Browns at the combine, and they talked a little bit about how much they liked me, and the film that I put on was good film. So I definitely had a little bit of idea, but when draft day came, I didn't expect the Browns to pick me up, so I didn't know.
What's that mean to you to know that the coach you're going to be playing for spotted something on film that he really liked about
That means a lot. I'm just really thankful for the opportunity, just to be out here, mingle with the teammates, but to have the coach's trust. I know I'm going to have to continue to build that by out here making plays and how I walk through the facility and how I treat people.
This is just the very beginning, obviously, but what do you want to accomplish in this mini camp?
Just to understand the playbook, it's definitely different from college. The terminology and stuff like that. We're at a higher level, so just being able to understand that and just being able to get familiar with the staff and also know some of the players too.
David, how is it different? Is it just another level, like just more detail? Like when you get into that playbook, how much different is it?
Yeah, it's a more detailed. At Purdue, Coach Brown, he did a good job of kind of preparing us for the next level. But it's just, I say the terminology is different. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that we have in the playbook here, we ran at Purdue, so I get a lot of it mixed up right now because I'm still in that Purdue mindset. So once I get that fixed, I think I'll be good.
David, what have the last couple weeks been like for you post draft and between then and today?
Just working out, just trying to make sure I'm in a top tier shape to get out here to make sure I can prevent any injuries and stuff like that, and just getting in the playbook to make sure that I know what I can do as soon as I step on the field.
And so far, like getting acclimated, which of your teammates and coaches have you kind of been talking to here at all or anything like that?
Yeah, really Greg Newsome. So me and Greg, we had a good relationship back in college, played against him, and I followed him while he was in his rookie season last year. And when I came out after the draft, came out to visit here, I met with him, and that's the first player that I've met and that I've been comfortable with so far.
I know you gave him that shout out at the combine, so
Yeah.
he was the toughest coach you faced. Have you guys talked about how much better you can make each other here?
Yeah, we had a few conversations, so it's definitely going to be competitive, with the rest of the DBs too. So it's definitely something I'm looking forward to, and definitely going to be a lot of fun.
David, how do you see yourself fitting into this offense?
Really, wherever they need me, whether it's outside, inside, in the backfield, if they want to hand me the ball a little bit. I doubt it, but wherever coach decides to put me at, that's where I see it. So I'm just trying to learn the full concepts of the offense instead of just trying to focus on one position.
You had a lot of success in college, underneath coverage, working in the open spaces. Do you feel like that's going to complement what some of the other receivers can do here, and the other weapons they have offensively?
Yeah, I definitely think it does. All the receivers in our room, they have their own unique talents, and I think mine is being able to find a soft spot in the defense, and like you said, it definitely can balance well with other receivers in the room.
You mentioned that you were kind of still in that Purdue offensive mindset.
Yeah.
Just what's it like as a player when you're coming in and you're handed an NFL playbook and you got to know everything that that's in it. Just what is that like, and what was it like for you?
Yeah, it's tough because you put so much pressure on yourself to try to be perfect, but none of us is perfect. So you just try to study as much as you can and attain as much knowledge as you can, just so you don't get out there and mess up and embarrass yourself. And once you do that, you can be able to play fast because if you're on the field thinking about should I do this or that, then you're playing slow, then the defense has time to react. So I think once I just continue to be in the playbook and understand more, being around our coaches, our quarterbacks, and other receivers, that once I understand, I know I can be on the field and play fast.
The physical, so the game itself, the physical part, that's pretty much the easy, natural thing for you. It's the mental that you have to work through.
Yeah, I think the speed is definitely going to be different, playing in the NFL, coming from college. I played in a good conference in the Big Ten, but I can imagine talking to Rondell last year. He said the game and the speed was much faster, and everyone knows he's a speed guy. So I can imagine it's going to be pretty fast for me at first, but once I understand everything, and I'm pretty sure it's going to slow down for me.
As far as going in the third round, is it offset by the fact that you landed here with the Browns in a great situation, with Deshaun Watson throwing you the ball? I mean, does that factor in anymore that you might have wished that you went a little higher?
No, I don't wish I went a little bit higher. God put me in this perfect situation, come to the Browns, being a phenomenal offense, got a great run game, a great passing game, and arguably the best quarterback in the league right now. So I'm just really looking forward for the opportunity to get out there, and hopefully I have that chance to start week one.
Dave, the coaches have talked about moving you inside at least to start your camp.
Mm.
Does it get a little crowded in the middle of the field? What do you think about going inside? exclusively?
Yeah, it gets a little crowded out there, with the linebackers, defensive line dropping and stuff like that. But it's something that I definitely know how to adjust to. I put a little bit inside at Purdue, so it's not too big of a difference. But I do got some formations that I'm inside here with the Browns, so it's definitely something I'm looking forward to, just to find ways to get open and give me the ball.
What does a little bit mean? 10% of your snaps? Or less than
Nah,
that?
probably about 15, 17, something like that around there.
And usually the slot corner, even in the NFL, they seem to be shorter, quicker. You would seem to have a big size advantage
Yeah.
if you're matched up against that. You think that's what they have in mind with you?
I honestly don't know. I haven't really talked too much about it. They just said, you're going to be in the slot a little bit this year, so just to get adjusted to the playbook and make sure you know what to do and when to do it at. So I'm just really looking forward for the opportunity.
What do you like about playing in there from your experience?
I think it gives you a little bit more freedom. You really don't have that defender right up in your face. He's about 5 to 6 yards off, so you can get up on his toes and have a lot more space to create even more space.
I'm sorry. Have you had any interaction with Deshaun yet at all?
Not in person, but he sent me a text after I got drafted, and that's really about it. But I do look forward to when they get back next week or whenever they get back to be able to sit down and talk with him about a few things.
So you will hang in, you will stay here after this mini camp weekend?
Yeah.
Have you studied any tape or anything of him to try to get a feel, or is it still too early for any of that? Or?
Yeah, I haven't looked at any
Gotcha.
tape yet.
I know the compliment. Sorry, Scott. I always hear they talk about you as being so well-rounded. Is there a particular aspect of your game, though, you take the most pride in?
Yeah, I think catching the ball. I think as a receiver, that's really our number one job, and I take huge pride in that. Just being able to make those contested catches and the awkward catches too that most receivers won't be able to make.
I know when we talked to you, I think it was the day after you got drafted, you said that you didn't get to watch film with Greg before you played him because there wasn't a whole lot of film of him. And that just struck me as something, I guess that would mean you're detail-oriented, right? You watch a bunch of film, you try to do whatever you can. So, what's the process for you to maximize kind of the skills that you have before you get on the field, as far as watching film and anything else you might do?
Yeah, it's definitely watching film, trying to get an idea of what we're going to run on that upcoming game, and just make sure I can look at the plays, understand the down and distance, and when we're going to run those plays, so I know the type of situation that I have ahead of me.
How much you been able to interact with Amari Cooper yet?
None. So I'm just looking forward, next week. But this week, I haven't had a chance to talk to him.
And we talked about you being the receiver of the year in the Big Ten. Did you have any relationship during the pre-draft process with Wilson and Alaba and Dotson?
Yeah, so me and Chris Olave, we trained together down in South Florida. So me and him, we got a pretty good relationship. Through the years, me and Garrett actually got connected back in high school. So I got a pretty good relationship with him. And me and Jahan follow each other on Instagram here and there. So
back in high school, he went in
yeah,
Texas.
we played on a 7-on-7 team together. Yeah.
Where?
We had a tournament out in California with a Texas team that I just hopped on because my coach knew a coach and I just got put in.
So you were on his team?
Yeah, I was on his team.
David, did you always know football was your path? Or, I know you had a really successful high school basketball career too. Was it always football for you?
Growing up, it was basketball, but I think about freshman year, I knew that football was something that I loved more than basketball and something that I wanted to, pursue professionally. And that's kind of when I really dialed in on football. I still played basketball up until my senior year of high school, but at the end of the day, I knew I was going to play football.
Did anything about your basketball background help you as a football player?
Yeah, it definitely does. I think, it's a lot of lateral movement on the basketball court, so that's definitely helped me as a receiver to move defenders laterally, and also like high pointing the ball and boxing out is kind of like grabbing a rebound too.
In Indiana, basketball's king. Right?
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
So, is there any second guessing about your decision, even though you felt strongly football was your path?
No, it wasn't no second guessing. I competed against some of the best in the basketball area, and I held my own. But I knew at the end of the day I wanted to play football.
How does basketball help football players? We've seen that a lot of successful players in the NFL, they have a basketball background. So how do you think the game helps them?
Yeah, I think it depends on the position, but for a receiver, hand-eye coordination, being able to box defenders out and high point the ball, and also lateral quickness.
Okay, going back to working in the slot more, probably with the Browns. What do you think the biggest challenges are if they ask you to play 50 or 60% of the snaps and so?
I think just learning the playbook. I think that's really the biggest thing because I'm going to have to learn outside and inside. So, well, I know I'm not going to get confused, but I think at first it's going to be a little challenging. But once I get the repetition to be on the field and be able to do it on the field with the players around me, I think I'll be good. I think that'd probably be the biggest challenge so far.
Speaking of
couple
basketball,
more.
have you met that Marcos Santos Silva?
Yeah. We met as soon as we got down here. He told me his story, and it's very unique, and I'm really excited to see what he.
Can you see him in football?
Yeah, I definitely can. You know, seen him run a little routes. He definitely has what it takes to play in the NFL. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to see what he can do later today in
Probably
practice.
choose him first on the basketball team after practice.
Yeah, for sure.
First one to pick.
Yeah, I'll pick him definitely.
David, knowing with the kind of weapons we got here on this offensive side, and you being coming in here, is it kind of are you like has there been like an awe moment where wow, look who I am among these other guys on the same side of the ball? Like, is that hit you yet? And then how exciting are you for you to contribute with those guys?
Yeah, it's definitely hit me. Knowing that I'm going to play with Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, Deshaun Watson, and those type of guys, and like I was a big fan of Jake Fromm, like when he was in Georgia. So being able to see him in person, and I watched the Netflix documentary that they had, the QB1, I think. So seeing him, it was like, dang, that's crazy. But it's definitely an odd moment for me. But I got to understand that we're all professionals right now. So, you know, soon to be, hopefully I can be on their level next.
How
You
do
think
you
you
think
can
this
contribute
offense
right away?
comes?
Huh?
You could contribute right away.
Yeah, most definitely. I have the most belief in myself that if I continue to work hard and understand the playbook and put my best foot forward, I think I can.
Last one, Mirka.
How good do you think this offense can be when you're thinking about Deshaun and you and Amari and Donovan and where do you think this offense can go this season?
I think the sky's the limit. I just think it's about the work that we put in and the preparation that, you know, we come in with the mindset that we're going to dominate each and every game.